Hi there, it's Shell with Little Acres Creations, and today we are going to do some watercoloring. And I just have some of the Strathmore watercolor paper, and I taped it down. I cut it in half and taped it down to make two separate card panels. So I'm just using some watercolor that I have in my stash. And I am just going to make just funky circles all over these two pages. And I'm not making the watercolor, really wet. I am just making it so that I can just make circles. But if it is too wet, that's fine, because it doesn't matter if it kind of spreads a little bit, if it bleeds into other colors. So I am just going to continue to do that. Again, it doesn't matter if it's too wet and we have some bleeding, the colors will mix and match. And I'm just going to put circles on about 3/4 of the page, leaving just a little bit down at the bottom. And you'll see why in a little while. And I am just going to continue putting circles on both of these pages. There's really no rhyme or reason. I just want bright colors. So I chose some blues, some reds, some yellows. And you'll see that I have a little bit of mixture, so I'll end up with a little bit of maybe oranges or purples. That's quite all right. So I'm going to continue to do the circles, and then I'm going to let them dry, and we'll be right back. And you just want to continue with the circles, and just however many fireworks that you want and how bright you want is what you're kind of aiming for. And now that our panels are dry, I am going to use some white crayon. You can also use like a white candlestick for this part, but I am going with a white crayon. And I am just going to the center of each of the circles. And I'm kind of just drawing like a starburst. So I'm just drawing lines that come out from the center of each circle. So like the half circles that I have, I am going from the half part all the way to the edge. And this is what is going to create our fireworks. And this next step is, to me, the magical step. I am going back to my watercolors, and I'm kind of doing a really dark color. So I'm trying to just mix some blue, some red, and some green, and a touch of black just to kind of make a really dark night sky. So I wasn't going to add the black, but I couldn't make it quite dark enough. So you just want a really dark night sky. So I'm going to continue mixing that, and I want it pretty thin. So I'm going to keep adding water until it gets to the consistency that I like. And then I am going to just wipe that all over both of my panels. I'm going to let it dry and then continue to wipe it across both panels as I need to, so that I'm getting my nice dark sky with my fireworks just popping in the sky. And then I'll use a little bit of tissue and just kind of blot right in the center of each of the fireworks so that they're brighter. And then I'm just going to add some like trees back in the background. So when I make this into my card, the critter that I'm putting on my card doesn't look like he's floating in the sky. So you'll see me kind of come in and add some like trees, just kind of off in the distance is what I was envisioning for this part. And now I am just going to put another dark layer on top just to darken up my sky so that my fireworks are really popping out. Okay, and now that my panels are totally dry, I'm going to remove them from the backer board, and I am going to take my Sigma Uniball white gel pen, and I'm going to draw in some lines. And you know how when the fireworks, they explode in the sky and then they start falling and you have the little squigglies and the little dashes and dots? That's kind of what I am drawing here. And I think this is really an important step. This really makes it really fall, makes the fireworks really pop. And now I am ready to make my card. So the first thing I'm doing, I'm taking the little dog in the chair from Dog on Vacation, and I went ahead, stamped that out, and colored it with my Zig Clean water brush markers. And now I am putting it all together. I also went ahead and did the fussy cutting, so you guys didn't have to watch all that. So I am just cutting down a card base 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. to use for my card. And I'm just going to take my panels and I'm just going to cut them down to 5 1/4 by 4. So I just wanted a little bit of a white trim along that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those down. And once those are cut down to the correct size, I'm just going to attach those using my ATG gun and put them on the front of the cards. And I'm just going to use some foam tape to go ahead and pop up my little dog. And then just to make it look that he's not sitting on the trees, I went ahead and used a black pen that I will kind of color around the bottom of the chair so it looks more like a shadow instead of like a tree in the background. And that's how easy it is and fun to make these cards. So I hope you guys enjoy this. It was such a fun technique to try. If you make this, I would love to see what you create. Come and join us over at Little Acres Creations on Facebook. The link will be below. And if you're interested in the Doggone Vacation stamp set, this little guy is so cute, viewing anything out, in the sunshine. It's really awesome. Then head on over and pick your setup today at littleacrescreations.com. Be sure and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the fun techniques that I have in the future. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.